What's up, y'all? It's dark and spooky this morning. Oh shit, cat. Hey, there he is. Cat. Where everyone is it, cat? You good there? What are we listening to? Corpse Vomit. All their demos. Well, we ain't gonna cover all their demos, but we're gonna start from the top. Little drawing of them dudes. That's pretty cool. There they are. Look at them youngsters. Look at them youngsters. Right, so there's an ad in there. Look at that. Yeah. Cool is that? Corpse Vomit. Track listing again. We're at the... them fun early days of death metal. Oh, it's gotta be louder. Come on, cat. What are we talking about? Age of Waste. All right, cat. Where we at? Ah, yes. Sue Snow. S-U-H Snow. Sue Snow. Right on. Sue Snow was like, I would love to see what the 80s was like. See much better than the current circus going on in the world. I paraphrased that and fucked that up. I can't read today. But you would have liked to have seen the 80s. I was a child in the 80s, but I was there. It seemed like growing up in the 80s, especially the 70s, stuff like that, it felt like you stood a chance. It felt like you were gonna, if you just applied yourself, you'd get somewhere. Apply yourself, you get somewhere. You too can have this meager shit. Relatively little input from yourself, but yeah. The only good thing about that time, people are like, oh man, it was so much better back before. It was better back before you knew it. Remember, if you think shit is corrupt now, just remember this corruption has been going on for a long time. It's systemic, and it's been generational. This bullshit is coming to a head. You can see it go, man, I don't like this bullshit. It's always been there, you just didn't know about it. Bass player. It's more in your face, it's more open, and it's coming to a head. It's ending. But guys, back then it wasn't better. We were still getting fucked. We just didn't realize how bad we were. I mean, everybody said the 90s were awesome. Man, I would love being in the 90s. I was a teenager in the 90s. And an adult. I was a full-on adult in the 90s. I became one in the 90s. But as a teenager into adulthood in the 90s. And I'm telling you, I realized then, like, life isn't good. We're being fucked badly by just hidden hand. There's people out there just rigging this whole... The game's rigged. They rigged the whole fucking game with their fucking fiat currency. People keep... You gotta watch the nostalgia, y'all. I love y'all. Susho, you would have liked to have known what that world was like. It was good, but it's gone. Well, at least our version of it. It's like, you would have liked to have at least seen it and know. I don't know what's worse, to have the thing and lose it, or never have it. Is it better to have lived and loved, or to have never loved at all? Well, whatever one you are, you probably think the other one's better. The grass is always green on the other side. And can I have a hit of your grass? Thank you. That was cringe as fuck. And talking to a cat is not. Talking to a knitted cat is not cringe. Okay. Thank you, cat, for your opinion. He has opinions. What can you do? But Susho, yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, things we had cool shit. We didn't have the damn internet. We didn't have fucking phones. We didn't have the internet. And as much as the internet's helped us, it's hurt us. I mean, it's helping us. Talking to a bunch of strangers via this device here. It magically goes out, and y'all see it. Although I say strangers, a few of you I have met. What's up, y'all? Yeah. Yeah, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have all these devices. We didn't have all these distractions. We actually had to go out and play, and go out and get our hands dirty, rolling around in the dirt, getting fights. Yeah, there was bad times, but yeah, there was good times. You know? I don't know. And this, yeah, the past 25 years, Jesus, if you're under 25, all you've known is this insanity. It's got to seem normal to you. But apparently, the Sue Show, it doesn't seem normal. Well, anyways, that's bringing me another point. Another one of those famous fucking distractions out there. OnlyFans. The mighty Goat 666DB. My man Goat. I have met Goat in real life, y'all. In case y'all didn't know that, Goat and his old lady were out there at Dead by Dog with us. And we had a splendid time during Malignancy set. The whole night, but we just were huddled up during Malignancy. It was fantastic. Good times. Anyways, Goat's gonna chime in here. He's like, I'm not necessarily against porn, he says, but I do think it damages people and messes with their expectations. Word. I don't watch it anymore myself, but then again, I'm married too, so I don't feel the need to. It's a taste if you like, if both people like it, and that's sometimes the thing. Man, that reminds me of the story I need to tell y'all. He says, I am honestly more opposed to OnlyFans than actual porn because it's basically the same thing, trying to masquerade as something less conventional. It's essentially prostitution in my book, so it may as well work in the street corner. So the person might as well be on the street corner. Well, remember, prostitution in many, many countries is legal. Many places, prostitution is legal. It's not legal here, but the legalized prostitution we have is OnlyFans. And there's another one. There's a couple of those websites out there. Yeah, so some people are resorting to prostitution where prostitution isn't legal. And whenever push comes to shove and economies take dips, man, a woman's body is worth a lot of money. I know that's a dark thing to say and nobody wants to hear it, but everybody knows it's true. Push comes to a shove. Dudes want to get off, and they'll pay stupid amounts of money to bang some chick that's been banged 12 times that day. I'm not one of those dudes. I was actually in a brothel one time. It was an underground, illegal brothel. And my bros were getting BJs and HJs. And I decided I was not a part of that scene, so I just sat there quietly, drank my beer, chatted with whatever prostitute wanted to chat with me. But they chatted with me, realizing I wasn't going to. I'm just waiting on them to get their bust, and let's get the fuck out of here. It was a quiet ride home. Knowing your two bros are in the front seat, I'm in the back seat, just stretched out, high as a kite, and I'm like, what was that like, guys? And they were like, man, blah, 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 when they started bitching about their prostitute. It's not for me, y'all. It's not for me. I don't want to pay for that shit. I want to earn that shit the old-fashioned way. Call me old-fashioned. I want a chick to be into me. If she's too fucking drunk, I don't want her. I want you to be in your right mind. I want you to choose me. Because the thing I'm about to do to you next. Yeah. Remember, you asked for this. Your boy Cattle Pride's kind of a deviant in some parts of his life. I think when I was talking to Mike Violate, Violate's such a wonderful, wonderful human being. I love him so much. He was like, yeah, you see that personality I have online, that's just for the camera. I'm really chill. And I'm like, I can tell. And then I confessed with him, you see that chill guy on the camera for me, on the screen for me? I'm not chill in real life. I'm actually fucking out there. I tone it down for y'all. But recently I've been trying to amp it up for y'all. So that it is like more genuine. Y'all think it's genuine. It is, it's just subdued. Trying to push it out there. Goat, you met me. How the fuck am I doing, bro? Because, from what the channel was like before you met me and what the channel is like now. Not a lot of time's passed, but I don't know. Kai, Robert G. paid. I don't know if Robert G. watches, though. Oh, yeah. Goat also continues. Oh, yeah. Last House on the Left. Wes Craven's first film. Yes. pretty unsettling to say the least. I don't think I saw the remake. The remake is worth watching of Last House on the Left. It's never going to compare to the original because the actor that they had was the bad, crazy guy in the first one. He did such a bang-up job. Dude, you couldn't top that guy. That guy was like an actual crazy person that they got in front of the camera. Anybody they get now just doesn't have it. But the remake was good enough. I say watch it. Like, The Thing, which is not a remake, it's a prequel. Fuck that movie. OG, The Thing from Outer Space, black and white, and then the remake, John Carpenter's The Thing. And then that one, the prequel. I heard the video game was good, though. I heard the video game was, like, legit fun. But yeah, Last House on the Left remake, it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch. If you've never seen that at all, and you were not expecting to see that, or just, oh, it's a fucked up movie, but I better not say too much. And you were like, oh, okay, well, I'll watch it. Holy shit, there's a fucking giant R word happening. And then, like, there's some brutal ways for people to die in that movie. Both the old one and the new one. So, and the new one's kind of cool. I liked it. It's worth it. But it's not going to compare to the original because nothing changed. So honestly, yeah, watch the original one and then watch the new one. You'll get what I'm saying. So anyways, now that we got the conversation going, and a lot of y'all are well versed in your metal, and we've had religious conversations here, and some occult and metaphysical conversations. Totally happy to do all that. That's kind of where I'm at. I guess it's time to start, I don't know, coming clean with y'all, I guess, a little bit. Guys, I am so sorry. I don't know what he's doing. That's the Holy Bible. I've read every single word in this part. Every single word. Some of them, some books, some chapters more than once. And this is still Old Testament. The New Testament's about, there's Luke. The New Testament's in here somewhere. I've read most of the New Testament several times. There's only a few parts in here where I'm at that I actually have not read. So in between that pink piece of paper, and actually not in there. Yeah, there's like a little chunk in here where I've never actually read that part, and I'm getting to it. So yeah, that is the Holy Bible. And we have more than one version of this, different versions of them, because they have different translations, and we read them simultaneously. I'll read one, my wife will read the other, and I will read that out loud. And then we have other Bibles that sometimes what hers says and mine says is so different, we go grab a third or fourth one to check, and then we have a direct from Hebrew translation one, with Hebrew on one side and English on the other. And the wife started trying to learn ancient Hebrew. It's difficult, to say the least. Why am I bringing that up? Well, I read a lot of books. You know I read a lot of books. I talk about books all the fucking time. Why am I bringing this? I think one thing that we don't understand, especially about the Christ, I told you about the money changer within the money changer. Not everybody knows about that shit. Some people are like, what, that happened? And then I tell you about some of the brutal deaths that happened in the Bible. And some people are like, man, I didn't realize that happened. It was like, yeah, there was a lot of war in the Old Testament. When Abraham finds God, God finds Abraham, however you want to look at that. God tells Abraham, go to fucking Egypt, you can't hang out here anymore. Goes to Egypt. Years pass. Generations happen. Then God's like, all right, Moses, we're out of here. We're going back to that fucking place where Abraham was from. Walk across the desert for 40 fucking years. Mainly because the people were a bunch of bitches. They get in there and they find it inhabited by these really crazy other God-worshipping people. God tells them, go in there, kill the fuck out of them. The God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, Yahweh. Yahweh is a storm god. There's an Esoterica channel, I think it's called, Esoteric or something like that, on YouTube. You can go watch that shit. He has one, how did the Christian God get there from being Yahweh, a storm god? And the guy has a brilliant video on it. You should watch it. How Yahweh, a storm god, becomes a war totem, and then becomes, the father of Christ. Christ is the son of God. can argue that all day long, but I'm telling you where I'm coming from. So, Christ is the son of a war god. Yahweh is a war god. Some of y'all know this because I've been reading your comments. Yeah. And I don't carry a crucifix. You'll never see a crucifix. And, it's empty. You'll never see a crucifix around my neck. You'll never see anything around my neck. Nothing goes around my neck. Nothing goes around my hands. Except for that few times I was arrested. But trust me, I hated that shit. So, war god. Carry a crucifix. Why would I want that? I think a war god would be more interested in making war. Just to give you perspective about myself. I hear a lot of people say, I don't like these bitch-ass fake Christians. We agree. Like these poser Christians. We agree. All these fucking, I don't like them either. They're too afraid to fucking die. They're too afraid to get their hands dirty. I think COVID was beautiful. A lot of people said they were Christian, but said they were afraid to die of that disease. I'm so scared. People were scared. They went to their fucking homes. You know what I fucking did? Went everywhere. I went everywhere. As soon as they said lockdown, I'm like, fuck you, I'm going out. Man, I caused some shit. But luckily in my area, most of the cops realized the armed people are wanting to freely assemble and peacefully assemble, and they're fucking armed. So the cops were like, word stoppage. We're just stopping the big ones. So, cheers, law enforcement, Leos, for your handling of the COVID situation, at least in my area. All my experiences with them during that time period were above board. To the fact I would almost say I feel adversarial towards cops. And it was one of the one time where I'm like, are we on the same team? That's weird. The anarchist and the cop on the same team, at least for a few minutes. Which turned into a few weeks, then months. And now here we are, we're kind of enemies again. They like their paycheck, and I hate giving them their paycheck. So, I think it's just come clear. I am a follower of the Christ. I thank God and pray to God and thank Christ every day, y'all. And I read that Holy Bible at least once a week, sometimes more. But I like metal, and I like Geocide. Fuck, I like all that shit. Why, it sounds cool. It's fucking badass. And it's aggressive as fuck. What did I just say? Follow a war totem. I follow a fucking war totem. Man, I like fighting, y'all. Metal fucking jazzes me up. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but not all the Christians come with this meekness. Some of us come with righteousness. And righteousness, sometimes you gotta exert that force. But hey, if you want to be cool and want to be chill, you want to discuss things in a polite and civil manner. God, no! Polite and civil manner. Man, I'm your guy. If you want to throw down, man, I'm your guy. But I'll take you as you come. I would just prefer we do this peacefully. Because I want to focus on our commonalities, not our differences. I know there's some pagan types out there, and I've chatted with some of them, and shit, we agree on a lot of stuff. It seems like we have a pretty good time. Why are we fighting? We shouldn't be. Focus on our commonalities. Ain't no law says you got to be a Christian. Ain't no law says you got to be a pagan. In this country, we have the freedom of religion. The freedom of religion. Means you can have one, you can not have one. Oh, and there's no religious test to be in office, which gets rid of the theocracy. We don't have a theocracy. And people say we do, but we technically don't. It just feels like we do sometimes. But I'm telling you, most of those people, if they're Catholics, they're bunk. Catholics need not apply. We're over here on the Protestant side, yo. What's up, what's up? So, I'm just putting that out there. I ain't trying to start a fight. I really am not. But if you do want to discuss this, we can do that. Or if you don't want to talk about it. Like this one percenter I met, man. He was like one of the first one percenters of that one club I met. And I was just trying to get to know each other, get a feel for each other. And I told him something. He said something, and I was like, oh, in the Bible it says this. And he was like, oh, cool. And I was basically affirming that his decision, as far as I was considered, was a good decision. It was a noble and righteous decision. And I was just giving the evidence from the Bible of why I believe that. And he was like, oh, so I was complimenting him, basically. And he was like, oh, you're into that. And I'm like, if you want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. If you don't want to talk about it, we won't talk about it. I'll leave that to you. But, if you want to say hypocritical Christians, yeah, trust me. We agree. And we can probably agree on the same damn reasons. Again, let's focus on our commonalities, not our differences. People want us fighting each other. We need to stand as one cohesively against those fucking people in charge. That's what I really want to bring to this. That's what I want to bring to the table. I just have to finally put it out there because enough things have been said on my channel and other people's channel, in the comment section, on Twitter, everywhere. So I'm just finally putting it out there as one. For y'all. Take that information as you like. Just know, turn the other cheek and let you hit it. I mean, I'll give you a chance. You know, I might let you hit me, be like, do it again. Do it again. So that's Corpse Vomit. The Age of Waste. There those cool motherfuckers are right there. Look at them dudes. I'm Cattle Prod, the Appalachian Warlord. I'll see y'all next time.